Wow, guys, I apologize. Just been working, and I was a little bit under the weather yesterday, so forgive me. But guess what? I'm hell when I'm well, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm well. So we back. Let's go, Vic.
All right, first topic today. Video came across my feed. Ted Cruz led a roundtable talking about NIL and college athletics, and Nick Saban was a part of it too. But I just want to play just a little bit of it. I'm going to start and stop a little bit, but I just want to play just a part of it, just to let you all see
Wild
what's going
West.
on.
What are many have said that the status quo threatens the long-term or even medium and short-term viability of college athletics. Is that true? If so, why? What are the challenges that you're facing right now? And I'll open that up to anyone who feels inspired.
I'd like to ask, you have two people, I think, on the front lines, Mr. Byrne and my dear friend Nick Saban. But what has done, we call it student athletes. What has it done to the student part of the athlete? What's the chances of them graduating? What's the chance of them transferring their credits as they look at the portals and jump, 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 jump? What's the purpose of collectives that basically are out there and not in contact with it, not coordinating with the schools? All the things that we think, I truly believe it's going to destroy the student athlete as we have known it. But on the other hand, I think there could be a balance. So I'd love to hear from Coach and from Mr. Byrne. Basically on the front lines, you've gone through it. So how do y'all look at it? Nick, what do you think, buddy?
Okay, let me stop that for a minute. I'll start back to it, but he starts talking about student athletes and graduation rates. Let me show you an article from the NCAA. Let me y'all can see this. It's from the NCAA's own website, and it says here, crossing the finish line, Division I graduation rates on the rise. And you see it for 2003, it's given 91, I guess it's 91%. But we've been about 2-3 years in with NIL. And certainly about 2-3 years worth of data. It's not enough to really tell, but certainly from the short term, it doesn't really like it's affecting graduation rates
It's a misnomer.
much.
It's a misnomer.
But I find it, but this is why I find it odd. When it comes to NIL, the biggest effect is college football, and then maybe a little bit of basketball. Because if you look at baseball, tennis, golf, you can go pro at 18. And they don't get the same guilt trip of being called entitled or you should be playing for the love of the game. None of that, but as soon which are majority white affluent sports. But as soon as we start talking about football, because every football player has to play college football, especially if you're thinking about going to the pros. There's no minor league, there's no overseas system to go into. So it's like now that football players have these NIL rights, now all of a sudden we got to have Senate hearings and the sky is going to fall. And oh my God, what about the student athlete, which is a myth in and of itself because it was just a term that the NCAA basically made up to avoid workers' compensation cases and stuff like that for players that are getting hurt. So it's like there's this big oh my God moment now that wasn't here then.
Here's my thing. Here's my take on it. First and foremost, not to play the race card, but I didn't see any black men in that room.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Secondly, graduation rate by definition will go up because kids are staying in school long if they're getting this money. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So why isn't anyone talking about that?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is the majority of the people that's getting this money are African American.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The people that want more money are the coaches. So they feel like the kids are taking money out of their pockets, which they aren't. You understand? And this is my personal opinion. I feel like Nick Saban left because of NIL.
He said that. He did.
Yeah, he said that. He said that in that hearing. He was talking about that.
Right. And here, you have been benefiting off the blood, sweat, and tears, literally, of these kids for years. And now that they're getting paid to play a sport that you coach, which you were getting paid, now there's a problem. Come on now.
Hey, man, I can't argue with you. The only problem I see with this is why is it a big deal now? Technically,
Exactly.
NIL was going on forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just legal now. You know what I'm saying?
It's legal
It's
now.
always
Yeah.
been
I
happening.
mean, think about it. These big colleges, they're the ones with the issues because they were able to pay these. They were able to pay these kids. Now
Yeah.
these kids can go anywhere else. They can go
Anywhere
to
they will
JUCO
go. That's the
anyway
biggest
and get
issue.
paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
and get
man,
paid.
I'm with it, man. If they want to change it up, I even suggested this. Hey, we pay y'all once you graduate college. That's when you get from the time you start as a freshman or sophomore, whenever you started, till your senior year when you graduate college. That's stipulation. You have to graduate college. If you want to keep these kids here for a long period of time and don't go to another school, let's all get on the same boat. You stay here for your freshman year all the way senior. Once you graduate, then you get everything that we owe you. We put in a little stimulus for you. And that's what you get at your graduation day. You can do it that way. But realistically, come on, man. This been going on forever.
Yeah. I mean,
That's how
and
Rich
now,
gonna call it.
yeah, this is my crazy idea.
Yeah.
You unionize the players and really can link them up with the NFL Players Association. Just make it a football players association, do a collective bargaining agreement, and negotiate all that stuff out.
When you talk about union, the Republicans hate that word. They hate that word. And all the union,
is,
sometimes
it's not an even playing field anymore.
It never was.
Fairness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the people. It's an HR. They're for the people. You know, you can't just arbitrarily just fire someone for no reason. You know, you can't. I'm not going to give you that raise that you were promised. These are the things that you aren't going to be able to do to someone who's unionized.
Yeah.
And that's where they have a problem. You know, they want to be able to pay you under a living wage so that you can keep going to work.
Now, granted, what I will agree with Nick Saban on is, I mean, but you still thinking about kids that came from nothing. They getting all this money. But I will agree with Nick Saban when he said the reason why he quit, well, not quit, but he retired, is because after that game when they lost against who was it? It was in the playoff game. Michigan. It was Michigan.
Yeah.
When he lost against Michigan, players kept coming to him like, "Hey, coach, man, how much you going to offer for me to stay next year? And will I start?" So he had a couple guys coming. I mean, prominent guys, and he was like, "Man, that's that's not what we do. Like, is this what it's about?" And he had to talk with his wife about it. He just retired.
Yeah.
Now I do feel like some of these kids, man, like they really ain't did nothing yet, so they should be making X amount of money. You know, you should be getting something for your talent, but some of the money they get is ridiculous, man. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't hating at all, but I'm just stating the facts, man.
Yeah, and let play a little bit
Leads
with
to
Nick
all
Saban.
types of problems. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Vic.
Go ahead, Vic.
Basically, I always did what I did as a coach.
Turn your microphone, brother.
People be more successful in life. So you're trying to develop value-based system, just like a value-based business, that would create opportunities for young people to be more successful. So this started with personal development. It started with academic support to make sure guys graduated and prepared themselves for when they couldn't play football. And also the whole concept of branding and making sure you had an image out there that was going to be something that would be enhance your chances of being successful and create opportunities for your future, and see if you could develop a career as a football player. Now, what we've done between freedom to transfer and creating a free agency system where guys can transfer whenever they want to transfer, and the whole idea that we've created a pay-for-play sort of model in college athletics have created some issues in being able to actually have a program and a system that would enhance those very values that I just talked about. And how does this even impact other sports? relative to Title IX, relative to non-revenue sports, and how do we continue to create some kind of a model moving forward where we do improve the quality of life of the student athlete, but create some kind of a balance in terms of competitive balance, which all venues have some guidelines and rules that create some kind of competitive balance, which right now we don't have in college athletics. It's whoever wants to pay the most money, raise the most money, buy the most players is going to have the best opportunity to win.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. And I agree with most of what he said. Is until he starts talking about competitive balance.
Competitive.
That has never. There are too many teams, first of all, to be competitively bound for competitive balance. So
it's too many.
It's always been who's
not
paying
to
the most
mention,
money. Who's
if it was a competitive balance when Alabama was winning all the championships.
Because they was paying that money, man.
Right. And
it just wasn't legal
this is
at the
something I
time.
thought about. This is something I thought about while he was talking, as far as the kids transferring whenever they want. What about you get a kid, you promise him, okay, we're going to be in this type of system. And then when the kid gets there, it's not the system that you guys talked about.
Exactly. You just said,
and the system that they talked about actually put him in a position to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
But the system that you're putting in place, he cannot be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Or he doesn't feel like he can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do to a kid like that? You make him stay? You know, there's so many situations where you're damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you want to be able to say, all right, you signed, you made a commitment, you have to stay here. But at the same time, coach, I signed with you and you went somewhere else.
That's true.
There's so many situations.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
Think
they get
about
mad
guys
at the
like
kids when
Chip
they sign.
Kelly and what's the other guy that coach at Ole Miss? And what's his name? Yeah, man, he stayed bouncing around, man.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin,
yeah. And what if a school gets hit with NCAA violations? The coach can up and leave.
The coach can
go to the NFL.
Hardball, Pete Carroll. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And these kids are playing for rings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Status. But when you can't play for that, what do you have to play for?
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, man, I'm not knocking the kids. Shoot, I wish they did when I was in school. Maybe I would have grind a little bit harder when I played college ball, man. But you know, it is what it is. The only thing I do hate about this is I wouldn't even say NIL, back to the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I feel like it make kids weak because soon they have a competition. They don't want to fight for it. They want to go to the school that's going to let them start right there. And that's my biggest thing now. I don't care about the NIL, but that transfer portal, they need to do something about that, man, because that's going to end up transferring over to the NFL. You're going to have weak players, weak athletes, because they used to having their weight. They're not used to grinding. They're not used to fighting for a spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Nick says that in this hearing here. I'm not going to play it all, but if you want to watch the rest of it, the link's in the chat. But you can. He talks about all of that. Even NFL coaches are saying, you know, they're not having that willingness to persevere like they used to. That they kind of.
I mean, think about it though. This has been going on for a while. What happened with what was it not Peyton Manning, but his brother
Eli.
You remember his? We're not going to go to what was it? The Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he said, "I'm not going to."
Deion has already put out there. Deion already put out there who Shiloh should play for. You know who he should and shouldn't play for.
Hey man, Shiloh good though. Everybody's not like Shiloh, and Eli Manning's good. You know, the Manning's got money. The Sanders got money. They can pretty much pull that card, and you know, they can pretty much do that because that kid is good. Regardless.
Yeah.
But somebody like me, I'd be like, "Hey, Pop, shut up. Hey, I don't care who drafted him. You want that new house, right?"
Want to win some rings, right? But no, you want to win some rings, you need to go to this dysfunctional organization.
Exactly.
Or you can go to this other organization.
Exactly.
So I mean, you pick and choose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nothing new.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you think about Caleb Williams, man? They saying he might pull. It was something ridiculous, man. I hope this wasn't true, but they say he wanted whatever team he go to, he wanted like a percentage of the team. Oh
He just
man,
heard his
whoever
draft
your
stock.
agent
I think I
or
remember
your
hearing that
dad,
from
you need to get
somewhere.
rid of
Yeah.
him, man. That's never gonna happen.
That's unheard of.
Hey, he just heard his draft stock.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Hey man, you ain't even. First of all, Tom Brady doesn't even have that. Peyton Manning doesn't even have that. What makes you
No.
think a rookie that haven't proven anything? Actually, Mahomes doesn't even have that.
Right.
He
Right.
owned part of the Kansas City Royals, but that's it. But not an NFL
Right.
team.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. But let me show
Caleb
you.
Williams, stop, brother. Stop.
That's
You
the
just,
spirit
I
of
don't
college
know if you're trying to.
Yeah. You reached
I
too
don't
much.
know if he's trying to get
Too much.
the Bears to not draft him, but whatever he's doing, you don't need to say that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And just one more thing, and I just want to correct what you just look. This just confirms what you were talking about earlier, Craig. The comment you made. Just look at who's here.
Yeah,
Look
none
at
of
who's
us.
on the table.
None
Look
of
who's
us.
talking. Yeah. I mean, how can you have a meaningful conversation if you, because they all look white and they look like they all came from affluent backgrounds.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And how can you have a meaningful conversation if you don't have other people in that room who have another point of view? Because I was thinking about this earlier. It's like NIL money for like a kid from the suburbs. That could be just be spending money, walking around money for him.
That's
But
gas
if you have
money.
a kid who came from the ghetto and that NIL money, that money is paying mama's rent. So so mom is getting rid from another apartment. So it's completely different. That money, it looked different.
Yeah.
So hold on, time out. So Vic, I'm glad you said that. Cause let's bring it to this point. The kid from the hood that's getting that NIL money, that can stop him from going to the drug dealer getting the money from the side.
Exactly.
Because Luke back in the day, he used to pay them University of Miami players,
Yes.
man.
Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not
Yeah.
saying that was bad, but I'm just saying like but University of Miami, Luke, man, you know what type of people be around that, man. No, you don't know telling who else we get money. Miami players get money from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
And,
a different perspective. But but technically we call that being woke. So
they don't care. They don't care if those kids aren't being able to pay for whatever. Think about this. They take food out of kids' mouths. I mean, there's some states, Republicans who are saying, you know what, we're no longer going to have SNAP benefits. We're no longer going to feed kids free lunch in the summer. You know, how can you say that? You say, oh, you know what, we're going to stop giving them government funds. Damn it, you're getting government funds. You're doing things I don't want. You understand?
Let me tell you something, Craig. I always said this, and this is going to that open carry thing. Our lawmakers, they make decisions based on how they feel, never on how it's going to affect somebody's family until something happens to their family. Everything that they do, they're not thinking about themselves. Well, they think about themselves financially, but not how it affects the people, because it's not personally affecting them until it personally affects them. That's when the change happens.
Right. And the majority of them are psychopaths, narcissistic.
That's true. That's true too. That's true. That's true.
Money rules them.
Yeah.
If they don't go in a millionaire, they sure come out one.
Yeah. That's true.
So how can you say you want to take money away from families, don't want to allow them to have Medicaid, medical, whatever, but yet you're getting paid by the government. You're getting money.
You getting money from,
free money, basically.
Yeah.
To do what you want to do, not what the people want you to do.
Yeah. That's true, man. That's true. What you think about open carry before we go into the next one? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think it's a good idea.
Me either. I don't either.
My personal opinion, let's say, and I'm gonna give you a scenario. Someone comes up on a person in a car because they have a little beef. And that person in the car has a gun on him and say, "Man, you don't want to mess with me." Well, who's going to stop the person who he just showed the gun to from pulling his and going off? You understand? And then he can say, "Well, he brandishes his weapon."
Yeah.
Just because you were carrying it that day.
It's dangerous, man.
You know, Talib Khalid, his brother, if he wasn't carrying that weapon at a child's football game, he wouldn't be in jail or prison right now.
I agree.
And that coach would be home with his family.
Yep. I think it's dangerous, man. I can't believe they passed
It's very
that.
dangerous.
And like I said, the only reason why they passed because they haven't affected them yet personally.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I passed.
I think people are scared, and some people, they will do anything to feel safer.
Bro, let me tell you something. I mean, true story. Today I went to Walmart. It was a dude roll up on me. I mean, he said, "Excuse me, sir." Just said, "Sir, sir, sir." He had his hands in his pocket. I said, "Well, before you even come in further, let me see your hands first."
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like you got some control on patrol. You can't tell the good guys from the bad guys.
Yeah.
And by law, you have to give every gun carrier the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly. I said, "Let me see your hands first before you even go any further." And he showed me. He said, "Oh, they like," because it got me kind of paranoid now, man. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
This might be a dude I locked up last week, man. And see me out the streets.
Yeah.
Right. And it's hard for you. Let's say this person talk with their hands. You paying attention